Wednesday. Yo 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 yo. Jess will be here in a second. Charlamagne will be here in a second. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Yes, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's middle of the week, and it's one of those mornings. I'm not even going front. The whole gang is late, and I just walked in. I don't know what their excuses. I think Charlamagne might have overslept. I think Jess couldn't find her car keys. But for myself, it's them damn puppies I just purchased.
The dog's still getting you late?
Yo, them dogs are kicking my ass. Now, I haven't had a puppy in a long time. Probably since I was a kid, right? My last dog, Chuck Norris, who I still have, I bought the dog as an adult. He was house trained. He went outside in the woods. There was not really much to do. He didn't chew up furniture. Not these puppies. These puppies bark and whine all night. I know what you're thinking. Them be their puppies. Yes. Then when I wake up, they had a little accident in their crate, which is not a problem. I cleaned it up, so I put them on the porch right fast while I cleaned it up. Then when I go back to get them, there's poop on the porch.
That's like 2 days in a row now, right?
Yes. So then I got to clean up the poop, put them back in, make sure that they're bathed and their paws are clean because I'm walking them back in the house. And now I'm running for time.
And that's such a tough thing to do at like 3 in the morning.
Yes, 3 in the morning. You're trying to be quiet. The whole house is sleeping. But nah, B, today I'm getting a dog run. I'm going to build a dog run. So I'm going to Tractor Supply. I'm going to build one and I'm going to put them out there for a little bit. Because this is getting a lot. But salute to anybody that has a puppy and know this pain. But it's fun, man. Seeing the kids just enjoy the puppy and play with the puppies is like everything. But I shouldn't have just got one. My wife wanted 2. And yeah, whatever wife wants, wife gets. It is what it is.
It's a boy and a girl, right?
2 girls, 2 sisters, 2 girls. Yes, 2 girls. All right, well, let's get the show cracking. Now, like I said, the gang will be here in a second, but we have Mara Brock Akil joining us this morning. She's, of course, a television producer. She has written on the Jamie Foxx show. She has done Being Mary Jane, The Game, Friends, so many different things. And we're going to talk to her. She has a new show on Netflix called Forever. So we'll talk about her. And that's from Judy Blume's book. I'm not sure what the name of it. I'm not a Judy Blume fan. Charlamagne is. Charlamagne would be cursing me out right now. But yeah, it's based off a Judy Blume book. And we'll be talking to her. And also, Lencia Kebede. I'm saying that wrong, but I'm trying. All right? She is the first black actress to play in Wicked Alphaba. So she plays Alphaba in Wicked. What? I said girlfriends. I said friends. I'm sorry, girlfriends. As Sim walks in here and corrects me. Yeah, she did Girlfriends. All right. Yeah. So, and also like I said, Lencia, she was the first black actress to play Alphaba on Broadway. So we'll talk to her. I got the chance to take the kids to see that, and it was amazing. All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. We got front page news. More going to be joining us, so don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's go. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Morning, Morgan.
Hey, Envy. So look, you like to start with sports. So you heard about what happened with New York Knicks coach?
Yes, Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, so he got fired after 5 seasons. So the team announced on Tuesday that Thibodeau led New York to its first Eastern Conference Finals appearance this year for the first time, of course, since 1999 in the 2000 season, from 99 to 2000s. In his 5 seasons with the Knicks, he won 226 regular season games, and the team went 24-23 in 4 postseason appearances. Now, the 2021 NBA Coach of the Year led the Knicks to consecutive 50-plus win seasons for its first time since the 1990s. Now, Thibodeau has been an NBA coach since 2010 between New York, the Bulls, Chicago Bulls, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. So what do you think about this move?
I think it was needed, although Thibodeau was probably the most winningest coach since 1999. I just feel like there was a lot of things that he did that he was exposed during these playoffs that I think should have been handled a lot better. For instance, the first game versus the Pacers. I mean, we were up 14 with a minute and change left. There's no way we lose that game. People have been real critical of the fact that he plays his players a lot. His players get a lot of minutes, and a lot of times that runs the players down. They don't have enough energy to close out. So they criticized him a lot. So I don't know who they bring in. Thibodeau, like I said, he was the winningest coach since 1999. He got us further than any coach has got us. So we'll see what the Knicks have in store as far as who's next.
All right, the building blocks. We love to hear it. Moving on. So Elon Musk's criticism of President Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill is being downplayed by the White House. Yesterday, in multiple posts on X, Musk said, quote, "I am sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." Now, he went on to post that it will massively increase the already gigantic budget deficit to $2.5 trillion, and he also said it will burden American citizens with crushingly unsustainable debt. And he went on to add that Congress is making America bankrupt. Now, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt addressed the criticism during a briefing, and here's what she had to say.
Look, the president already knows where Elon Musk stood on this bill. It doesn't change the president's opinion. This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it.
So House Speaker Mike Johnson says Elon Musk's criticism of the Republican Party's massive tax cuts and spending bill is very disappointing and terribly wrong. Now, Johnson shared that he spoke with the tech billionaire on Monday and told reporters Elon is missing it, but he noted that it's not personal. Now, Musk's criticism also comes just days after his White House departure as a special government employee for DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. Meanwhile, not all Senate Republicans are on board with Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill as well. Marjorie Taylor Greene posted on X that she didn't know about the part of the bill that strips the states' rights to make laws or regulate AI for 10 years, adding that she is adamantly opposed to that because we have no idea what AI will be capable of in the next 10 years. Now, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul says he's a no unless the bill is changed to cut down the deficit more. Let's take a listen to his comments.
You know, I think there are 3 or 4 of us. If there are 4 of us who want it to be more fiscally conservative, I think we can reduce the spending levels and perhaps separate out the debt ceiling as well. But it takes 4 people with courage, and 4 people with courage can make the bill into anything we want it to.
He also posted on X that we can and must do better. And Utah Senator, also Republican, Mike Lee wrote, "The Senate must make this bill better." Again, the multi-trillion-dollar tax and spending package narrowly passed the House and Senate, and the Senate is taking up the measure this week, where Republicans can only afford to lose 3 votes. Now, Trump went after Paul on social media, posting that he has very little understanding of the bill. Democrats say the bill cuts Medicaid and other social safety nets by billions of dollars, and Republicans are saying there are much needed reforms to the bill and that it will cut the deficit. Of course, we, the American people, are waiting to see what Congress is going to do. There's a projected July 4th deadline to get this measure passed and on the president's desk. So
I do like the fact that he did check the president, or he's not, I shouldn't say check the president, but he's going against the president, right? Because everybody's saying everybody on the president's team rides with him and dies with him, and whatever he says goes, and he's saying, I don't like this bill. And it's weird that he's not riding for the bill, because it seems like the bill is beneficial to a lot of millionaires and billionaires. So the fact that he's saying he doesn't like the bill, it makes me smile a little bit, because he's going against what people are assuming or think that he would go for.
Well, he just spent 130 days, thinking that he just rooted out waste, fraud, and abuse. So I'm sure he felt like he wasted his time.
That's right.
But that's your 6 a.m. Front page news. At 7 a.m. we'll talk about what's happening with ICE. So stick around.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. And the gang will be here in a second. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning, DJ Envy. This is Tamika, y'all resident stud. What's up, y'all?
What's up? Happy Pride, Tamika.
Happy Pride. Good morning.
Happy Pride to all my people out there.
What's going on?
I just wanted to call you guys and get off my chest that I'm changing my schedule and I ain't gonna be able to holler at y'all no more.
How you gonna do that to us? Why are you changing your schedule?
Well, they getting rid of the third shift, so I'm gonna go work on the second, because I can't mess with that first shift. They be snitching too much.
They be snitching on you too much?
Yeah, they be snitching on everybody, not just me.
You gonna get a little bit more sleep though?
Yes. Oh yeah, and I'm be able to rub on my baby ass at night.
Hey.
Overnight in the bed, so that's the greatest thing about it. Shout out to my girl for being beautiful.
I love that that's happening for you during Pride Month too. Go ahead, go off.
And what you do for Pride? Do you celebrate
you.
Pride? Do you do something special for Pride Month?
I'm pretty, I'm an old stud. This is my birthday month, so I'll be turning 43 this month.
Okay.
So I'm just going to celebrate my birthday, and my girl's taking me to go see Bernard Duran tonight. So we gonna have some fun.
Okay, well enjoy, and we speak to you soon. You better call us before your last day.
I'ma try to. But shout out to y'all. I love y'all, and y'all have a beautiful day, yo.
You too now. Hello, who's this?
Man, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Dingo. What's going on, Breakfast Club?
Dingo, what's up? Get
Good
it off your chest, brother.
Morning. Who's that, Loren?
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, Loren, how you doing, mama?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Excellent. Where Charlamagne and Jess, they here?
Nah, they be there in a second. They're a little late this morning. We was all a little late this morning.
They bogus. It's all good. This one's for you too. Anyway, Envy.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on you for agreeing with this firing of Tom Thibodeau, one of the best coaches the NBA has right now. It was not coaching. It was the players and Karl Anthony Towns making stupid fouls. Really, it was your whole squad making silly fouls, stupid mistakes, and just it was not coaching. Tom Thibodeau is solid. He was a great coach for the Bulls, great coach for the Knicks, probably one of the best coaches the Knicks ever had. And firing him is putting y'all in the wrong direction.
I disagree.
I can't believe you would agree.
The first game of the Pacers, you believed we up 14 with a minute and change left. Yep. We supposed to lose that?
No, y'all shouldn't have lost that, but it wasn't coaching.
That was definitely coaching. You can't blame Cat for 14 points. And then also the fact that he plays the players the most in the league, and the players seem like they burnt down at the fourth quarter. You don't think that's strange either?
Okay, but you don't think your bench could have picked up the slack?
I think if the bench was played the right way, I think they would definitely help. I mean, you look at the last couple of games, a lot of the players on the bench, I didn't even know their names until the last couple of games. I'd be like, who the hell is that? Who's that? I mean, because they just never played. But, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is crazy. This is not going to get y'all back into the finals. So, I guess, man. But, yeah, I just don't think, I don't agree with this firing. I respect Tibbs. He was a great coach for the Bulls. He's a great coach for the Knicks. I just don't think this is a good move for the Knicks. But no, that's all I wanted to say, man.
All right, brother. Well, have a good one.
You too, brother.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. The gang is a little late. Loren's here. We holding it down. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is. We live?
Hello, who's this?
DJ Envy, this is Stacy, the one who brought up the cupcakes for y'all.
Hey, happy Pride.
What? Wait, why you said that to me?
I'm just saying, happy Pride. And your cupcakes have the craziest sayings, like swallow right now cupcake and
got it.
And eat it from the back right now cupcake.
Right. So wait, DJ Envy, I have one question.
Yes.
How did y'all like it? I didn't get any feedback from y'all.
So if you're just joining us, Stacy actually brought us a bunch of cupcakes with the wildest names ever, and the cupcakes were amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't bring it home.
Wow, that's what I was waiting for, Envy. Like what the? Oh, sorry, I can't curse. Oh, no, thank you, Envy. I was waiting for y'all. So, wait, let me just tell you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I've been so blessed since I've been on the Breakfast Club. People come up to, me and be like, yo, you're like Breakfast Club Stacy. So, yo, thank you so much for giving me that opportunity to meet y'all. I didn't realize how tall you was. And I didn't realize how short Charlamagne was. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what people usually say. But your cupcakes have, one of them had a little liquor in it. So I was scared to bring it home because I didn't want the kids to take the one with the liquor in it.
Yeah.
And then I'd be on the news, and then I got to blame Stacy. So
right. No. Right. See, but that's why I explained all the flavors to y'all. Jess Hilarious, I'm so mad that you wasn't there because you didn't get to experience Stacy's cupcake.
I'm so mad too. You gonna come back up? You gonna spin the bin? Come back up here? I need to meet you too.
Yeah, of course I will. Just let me know when.
Then you had the edible stuff too?
Yeah, he had the edible stuff.
Yeah, because
LoRosa, how did you like the Jello shot?
I took my Jello shot on the way in the court. It was great. Thank you for that.
In the court. That's right.
But he had the edible stuff, and I was like, if Jess was here, she would have wanted the edible stuff.
Definitely would. Oh yeah, she know me. I definitely would want some edibles.
Charlotte will be here in a second.
Okay, so look, Jess, whenever you ready, because you know I'm up in the kitchen right now baking. Okay. So whenever you ready, I would love to bring you some because I was so mad. Like, I'm like, what the? Oh, I can't curse.
You can say what the hell,
Yeah,
but
you can say what the hell.
You did leave her cupcakes in the fridge, and we ate her cupcakes. Jess wasn't there that
really?
day. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Yes, I'm so sorry, but oh wait, I'm sorry. One more thing. I know I can't stay long, but no, I wanted to give a shout out to y'all staff. Everybody there treated me like I was like Diddy. Okay, wait, not Diddy, but like a celebrity.
Whoa.
Damn.
Whoa, see, goodbye. Happy Pride, Stacey. Goodbye. Like he was Diddy.
That's hilarious that he even thought about saying that at first.
Wow. You know what? He did give edibles, but I wasn't sure. Okay. Because he makes them at the crib. So he don't know how strong it is, how not. Right. So I wasn't messing with the edibles. I figured I'd let you try it first. Then
Damn. Hey, yo. You can be the test dummy.
Hello, who's this?
Oh, man, what's up? How y'all doing this morning, man? It's Sean, man.
Hello.
What up? Get it off your chest, brother.
Man, I was calling with positive vibes and say what's up to y'all and shout y'all. But then I just looked up at my TV, seeing Queen Latifah died.
What?
Yeah, and I was looking at my TV, seeing Queen Latifah died.
What station are you watching?
Oh, I'm watching Set It Off.
Oh,
bro, stop.
I'm gonna smack you, bro.
I was about to call everybody from here to Africa. Don't do that.
Don't do that, man.
Oh my God.
Yo, I hate this part, man. It always does.
I gotta go.
I swear to God.
I grabbed the glove. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You're good. Justice here. I need a break. That just stressed me out. It just made me so. I cannot.
But this one is a fact checker. She said, "What are you watching? What did you get?" She was
what news outlet is putting that on TV? A TV package means that been happened, and why didn't I see that on my feed in my alerts?
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. She wanted to immediately make sure that it was fake. I love that. She's like,
we all looked at each other like, what?
I know, like, what the hell? Damn.
I hope you stumped your big toe, Sean. Whoever that is whatever. I hope you stumped your big toe.
Hit your elbow and it feel like it's vibrating.
That's right. All right. Well, we got the latest with Loren.
We do. We gonna get into a little bit more of this Pusha T, Drake, him having to leave the label, because now we finding out it was a couple dollars that needed to be paid.
I told you that,
yeah.
So wait,
I just assumed.
You assumed and it made sense, because I'm like, they just gonna let him go. Envy said something to me, but I couldn't find it anywhere. You didn't remember who told you. When we called a couple people, no one said anything about anything.
I knew I heard it and I knew somebody said it, but I just didn't know where it came from.
We gonna get into the money that was paid, the big name who paid it, and some more of the allegations that are being thrown out there against Drake. So,
all right, are you going to court today?
I am not going to court today.
She's like, no, I'm not going to court today.
I'll be back Thursday, and we'll have a conversation about what's happening in court today. Still, though.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. The whole gang's here now.
Yep.
And let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren be coming with straight facts.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with Lauren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Okay, so yesterday we talked a bit about Pusha T, him leaving or being released from Def Jam and the clips and going over to Rock Nation and the Kendrick Lamar verse that we've not heard, but you know that Def Jam was scared to allow him to put out, allegedly, and that's the whole reason behind this. But Steven Victor, who is manager to Pusha T, he's worked with a ton of artists, but manager to Pusha T, spoke to Billboard after that article release and got into some more details. And he revealed that it wasn't just like they released him and, you know, they had this parting conversation. Def Jam actually, he alleges Def Jam said that they needed $200,000 or something like that in order for Pusha T to be able to, in the clips, to be able to walk away from
200,000. I thought they said it was millions.
Yeah, I think it was millions. I think it was a seven figures.
They said it was millions. They said they thought in that article. They said they thought it was going to be like something like that, but they was like, no, it's going to be millions.
Yeah, I think it was seven figures.
I didn't see that.
What?
Yeah, 200,000. They would have did that immediately.
That was definitely the article. They said it was millions of dollars. They said a ton of money.
It wasn't no 200,000.
I knew I had to be a
I don't even see millions in here. Y'all sure y'all read the article?
It wasn't 200,000.
That is crazy.
That changes the whole. Look right here.
Pusha and Malice would have went in their back pocket for 200,000. They was millions. I thought it said 7 figures.
Yeah, the headline literally is Sean Victor on the insane amount of money it took to push
Yes,
the
but I'm
team.
talking about the actual numbers. Scroll down to the question where where he says.
You should have did all this research before you started doing the latest.
I did do it. I literally just read it again before I came up
in that article.
And I just searched the word million.
Yeah, they didn't say the number, but they said millions. It wasn't no 200,000.
Y'all, I literally just read this twice. Now I'm going to find the exact line because...
So you had to pay 7 figures to get out of the deal. Yeah.
That's millions.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. But he said that he thought it was going to be like they thought it was going to be like 200,000 or something because there was like 3. He said he didn't really want to get into it, but he said that he thought that it was going to be like 3 albums that they owed, and they were trying to get out of it by just being like, okay, we released this new project. Can y'all take profit from the new project and we'll give y'all, this right here what we have right now. And they were like, no, we want our money, we want it now. So they went to Jay-Z and told Jay-Z what was happening, and they're like, look, here's a situation we're in, we need to figure this out. And they'd already had a relationship, so Jay-Z was like, well, you just made my day, like what do we need to do to get it done? And they got it done, and they were able to come over. But another part of this article that I thought was important was that basically, you know how when Drake dropped the lawsuit and was claiming all these things against Universal, right? And everybody, including Charlamagne and us here in the room, were like, we're sure that these are things that the label has done to protect you at one point, right? He is alleging a lot of things, but a lot of what Pusha T and Steven Victor are saying in their articles is what Drake is saying Universal Music allegedly has done to him when it comes to Kendrick Lamar. Like Pusha T says that there was, and Steven Victor went in more detail about songs that was supposed to be released, a song that's supposed to be released with Pop Smoke, Paranoia. And then there was another song, Rick Ross, a song with Rick Ross on Maybach Music, on one of the Maybach Music installations, and Pusha T's verse was removed from both of these because they thought that it was a shot at Drake. And Steven Victor is like, it wasn't. They just interpreted it that way, and they came to me because Steven Victor was also Pop Smoke released through him, and was like, look, if he doesn't,
Pop Smoke, Pop Smoke was his artist.
Yes, Pop Smoke was his artist, and he's like, if and they told him like, if he doesn't remove these like lyrics, or you guys don't remove the verse, this album's not coming out.
So
and
they wouldn't clear it. So
they wouldn't clear it.
Yeah.
And Steven Victor's like, well, what about free speech? Like how? And then even with this new project, he was telling Def Jam, like, you guys can't keep doing this to Pusha T. Like, you want him to think about what you guys are going to think or what you guys are going to interpret before he releases music. That's not fair to him because according to Pusha T and to Steven Victor, there's no direct shot at Drake on this song, on this Kendrick Lamar
even
verse.
if there was a shot at Drake, who cares? It's freedom of speech. Like, what happened to the days where you can take a shot at an artist and it isn't just a shot on wax, on record?
Well, we never seen an artist sue like this either. I would love to know the exact dollar amount that the Clips and Pusha spent, because they said it was 7 figures. Does Def Jam even invest that kind of money into artists like Pusha T and the Clips anymore? Like, it often seems like those legacy artists don't get that kind of investment. So I'm just asking, did they spend more to get out of the deal than Def Jam would actually have spent on them?
I was going to say
that's a good question.
That's a really good question because but I feel like the last. Yeah, that's a really good question because the last time that Pusha T released,
how long they been with them? How long?
I feel like the Def Jam.
I don't remember the Clips being with Def Jam.
It was
Pusha
new.
been with them for a while, though.
I'm about to look it up. I feel like the Def Jam deal that they did, it was like a year or two.
But you got to remember, signing bonus it's also the money used for budget as far as producing and studio budgets.
Are those high 7 figures anymore? That's what I'm asking. Because when I hear Steven Victor them say it was a ton of money,
I'm sure they gave Clips a rack of money to sign in. I'm sure they gave Pusha T a rack of money to sign with Def Jam.
In fact,
I'm sure it was a lot of money.
In fact, the Billboard article says we paid them the money, an insane amount of money. It wasn't like $200,000. It was a lot of money for an artist.
Wrong.
It was a lot of money for an artist to come up with. They bought themselves out of the deal.
Yeah,
and
so that sounds like a lot of money.
Yeah.
The Clips they were signed to Def Jam from 2001 to 2009, and then
really.
Yeah, it says from 2001 to 2009 with their last album Till the Casket Drops when that released in 2009. However, they recently signed a new deal with Def Jam for their upcoming album Let God Sort 'Em Out, which would have marked their first studio effort in 15 years under Def Jam, according to Hypebeast.
Def Jam gave him a rack of money. I'm sure Def Jam gave Pusha T a rack of money, so they had to pay that back, and I'm sure...
I didn't know the Clips was on Def Jam that long.
No, I didn't either. I thought that it was all new. But we do... Speaking of big numbers... Congratulations to the Breakfast Club.
What we do?
The Breakfast Club surpasses a major milestone with 1 billion downloads.
Wow.
Yes.
Drop a bomb for the Breakfast Club.
Yes. Yeah, so today we are celebrating the fact that the Breakfast Club podcast is surpassing 1 billion downloads, joining a very short list of other podcasts to reach this impressive milestone. So DJ Envy said, we're incredibly grateful to everyone who's tuned in, supported, and helped to make this milestone. 1 billion views is more than just a number. It's a testament to the culture, the conversation, and the community we've built together. Thank you for riding with the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club, the world's most dangerous morning show, launched in 2010 in New York on Power 105.1. Y'all been around for a long time.
A little bit. We're seasoned.
You're very seasoned. But to do 1 billion, and I know you guys we've been talking a little bit behind the scenes about this, but explain to the people 1 billion downloads, what that milestone means.
Well, it's like my biggest dream. I just want to thank God.
Shut up. It's a good. Thank you to the listeners, man. We appreciate y'all. You know, whenever you can't listen to the Breakfast Club early in the morning here on the radio, you can always go listen to the podcast. But the clip signed with Def Jam in 2024. Pusha T been signed with Def Jam since 2011.
This literally says, according to Hypebeast, the clip. Look at what I'm reading.
Damn, about 1 billion downloads.
Read that.
Now, 1 billion downloads is definitely dope, and we appreciate
according to Hypebeast.
I mean,
well, that does say AI overview. I don't know if that's correct.
It says according to Hypebeast. It literally links who it attributes it to. It's not just a random AI overview.
I don't think the clip's been there.
I don't know how we did 1 billion downloads because we all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was probably that live.
We're live.
They wanted to tune into Fair East Side High.
It was
every
a scar.
day.
No.
After one of the students went live.
We've been
No. Okay.
All right. Well.
Now we've been cutting.
Yes. Long time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they mean before you put the scarf on?
Yeah, before.
But again, salute to all our listeners and supporters. We appreciate you guys so much. We do it for you guys, and we're thankful and grateful. Thank you so goddamn much. We appreciate you guys out there.
If you're going to listen to misinformation, might as well listen to us.
Shut. Yeah, we've been cooking.
All right. When we come back, we got front page news, and then Mara Brock Akil will be joining us. All right. She has a new show on Netflix, Forever, and we'll talk about all that when we come back. So don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, if you missed it earlier, Morgan broke down that the Knicks fired head coach Tom Thibodeau after 5 seasons. It was 5 winning seasons, but they feel like he wasn't a great fit. So.
How do you feel about that?
I do feel that Thibodeau, I feel like he worked his players a lot. I felt like he didn't trust the bench. The game one where they lost the Pacers, I felt like that was a coaching problem. You can't be up 14 and lose with a minute and change left.
You can't trust what you don't have, though. Hey, everybody say you can't trust the bench. If they had the bench players, they would have been playing them. Like the Celtics can go 9 deep, the OKC Thunder can go 9 deep, the Pacers can go 9 deep. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. It's like penis.
Wow.
I'm serious. When somebody tell you go deeper and you ain't got it to go deeper.
Yeah. But when you do see players on other teams and they're doing well, and they were our bench players like Obi Toppin and even McBride, it took him a long time to get him out.
Toppin was young though, and that system.
It's a year later, and he's busting ass, and he's doing well.
Might not have been a system for him though.
Yeah, but they never even played him. And then you got that new white boy that's shooting threes like crazy. I don't know if he's white or what his background is. I can't even think of the man's name. But we found out in the last couple of games that he could actually shoot. So we'll see what happens. But what's up, Morgan?
Well, what's up is congratulations to y'all, because apparently, y'all acted. I mean, you sad on one thing, but getting 1 billion podcast downloads and counting, that's something to celebrate, right?
Hey.
Drop a clues bomb on yourself and big up yourself.
Yes,
all right.
That's pretty dope. And shout out to all the listeners for supporting, riding, and listening to us. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here. And we appreciate y'all every day. You know what happened.
Reached 1 billion.
Congratulations to the Breakfast Club. Took us long enough.
All right. In other news, family members of the man charged in the fire attack on Israeli hostages In other news, family members of the man charged in the fire attack on Israeli hostage supporters in Colorado have been arrested by ICE. Now, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said the wife and 5 children of Mohammed Sabri Salman have been taken into custody to find out if they were involved or knew about the attack in any way. They are also being processed for expedited removal from the United States. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem made the announcement. Let's take a listen.
Today, the Department of Homeland Security and ICE are taking the family of suspected Boulder, Colorado terrorist and illegal alien Mohammed Solomon into ICE custody.
How do you hate people more than you love your family? Like if you got a wife and 5 kids, why would you throw that all away just because of your bigotry and your prejudice towards another group? I don't understand that logic.
So this comes as Solomon is in the United States illegally from Egypt. He faces federal and state charges after at least 12 people were hurt in Sunday's attack. Now, police said Solomon dressed as a gardener to get close to protesters when he used a makeshift flamethrower and Molotov cocktails on the crowd. Now, this story does inspire me on a personal note to encourage everyone to check on their family and the mental well-being of those around you, because if something like this can happen, you could be considered guilty by association. This is crazy that the family is now being taken into custody as well. And so I would think that, that ignorance is bliss era has left, and you better know what you need to know.
Yeah, and your actions always impact your family. I didn't know that they could do something like this, go arrest your whole family because of, something that you did.
That's crazy.
Because I don't see how they would be accomplices. But yes, what you do does impact your whole family in more ways than one.
Yeah, so, check in with your loved ones, y'all. Speaking of ICE, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, is suing one of President Trump's top lawyers over his arrest at an ICE facility last month. Now, Ras Baraka filed the federal lawsuit against interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba, on Tuesday, accusing her of defamation and false arrest. Let's take a listen to those comments from Ras Baraka.
I was cuffed, fingerprinted, took pictures of twice. Once there and once in court for a Class C misdemeanor, which you send summons to people for. You don't lock them up and take their fingerprints. Trespass is a state offense. It's not a federal offense. These guys need to find out the law before they begin running their mouth about what is right and what is wrong.
So just to note that trespassing can be a federal offense when it comes to when it involves federal property and restricted areas. So I anticipate much of this court case will come down to whether or not Mayor Baraka had access to that ICE facility. Now, he responded to criticism of his actions by Trump Administrator border czar Tom Homan, saying he may have to sue him too. And of course, all of this comes as Baraka was taken into custody outside an ICE detention center when he and members of Congress demanded answers about the facility's conditions. He was charged with trespassing, but the case was later dropped by Habba. A federal judge criticized Habba's office for the arrest during a hearing last month, saying it suggests a worrying misstep. Switching gears, the first black mayor of Tulsa, Oklahoma, is proposing a multi-million-dollar reparations plan for descendants of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. Mayor Monroe Nichols says one can only imagine what the Greenwood District, once known as Black Wall Street, could have contributed to the region had there never been a massacre. And of course, he's looking to establish a private trust that would be used to provide scholarship and housing to the descendants of those impacted by the bloodshed. Let's take a listen to his comments.
Imagine what it would have meant for outcomes for our children. Imagine what it would have meant for public safety, and most importantly, imagine the trust and faith we would have built in each other over these last 104 years. My office has been working alongside our legal department on the establishment of the Greenwood Trust, a private charitable trust that will raise and facilitate the investment of $105 million in private funds along our road to repair, restoration, and righteousness.
So Nichols says the trust will not involve direct cash payments, and the city council would have to approve the transfer of any city assets to it. The push comes just weeks after Democratic Congresswoman Summer Lee of Pennsylvania announced plans to introduce the Reparations Now resolution, which calls for the U.S. to spend trillions of dollars on reparations for Black Americans. I know we've had this conversation many a times about what reparations could look like for Black Americans. So that's your front page news. Y'all can follow me on socials at Morgan Media. For more news for coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Can we get some of them downloads at BIN, y'all? I'm just saying.
Thank you, Morgan.
Did we tell the people that the icon living Mara Brock Akil is joining us this morning?
Yes, we did. We're going to talk to her next.
I heard you say that she wrote on Friends. No, sir. That was
I changed
a whole other
it.
show.
I fixed it, Girlfriends.
It was a legendary show, one of my favorite shows of all time, Girlfriends. Okay?
I fixed it immediately, sir.
You said Friends?
I fixed it immediately. I was talking. I was by myself. Nobody was here. I ran up here and I just started saying stuff.
And she's here to talk about Forever. Forever is a reimagining of Judy Blume's 1975 novel, Forever. You know I'm a huge Judy Blume fan. So when two of my favorite storytellers come together, Judy Blume and Mara Brock Akil. Magic happens, and that's what happened with Forever, and we'll talk to her about it coming up next.
Next, that's right. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. LoRosa is here as well, and we got a special guest in the building.
The legendary.
That's right, Miss Mara Brock Akil. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to be here. How are you?
Blessed, black, and highly favored. How's your energy?
It's great.
Okay.
I'm floating.
How does it feel to have yet another hit TV show?
Mm-hmm. Another hit TV show. But this is global.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the first time I have been on a stage this big. Normally my shows are on up and coming networks.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like an ingenue, actually. I feel both veteran and both. I'm also in awe. You know, it's just this an idea is a global conversation. That is kind of, I'm sitting in that. Mostly my career, I've been thinking about a national conversation, but this is a global one. And I've always known that our stories are global, but for it to be a reality is pretty special.
Wow.
And another hit, right? To be at it.
Cool. I mean,
30 years in the game.
Wow.
30 years in the game. I love it.
But let's talk about it. Of course, for people that are just tuning in, you created shows like Girlfriends, The Game, Being Mary Jane. You've written on The Jamie Foxx Show and so many others. But this one is...
Moesha.
So many.
South Central.
See.
So many.
I see you.
This one's on
Black
Netflix.
Lightning.
Yeah.
This one's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So how did the Netflix play come together? We're doing Forever.
Well, I had a deal. You know, my career did garner me a really wonderful deal. Out of that deal, I did Stamp from the beginning. I hope you guys all saw that amazing documentary that Roger Ross Williams directed, but about Dr. Ibrahim Kendi's work about the myths of racism. That was my first offering in my deal, and this was the second. It was special from the beginning. I met Judy Blume, somebody else's
icon.
Come on.
Icon. Two of my favorite storytellers coming together. Unbelievable.
Come on. I mean, and that's God.
Absolutely.
First of all, I didn't even realize that the book was going to be 50 years old by the time we released. It was not even in my thinking of that time.
Yeah, it came out in 75. Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful synergy. One thing I will say about Netflix, when they're behind something, they are behind it, completely supported, resourced. I think that's what's important to me in this moment of this hit show, is that it was my vision was supported financially, and it was amazing to feel like, wow, I'm supported, got money, to have the vision that I want, and to get the people that I need, the collaborators. It's been amazing.
You said Judy Blume was your first permission slip as a storyteller.
Oh my goodness.
So how does your inner child feel knowing that you have done such justice to one of her iconic works?
Well, how does my inner... She feels on cloud nine. She is twirling. She is cartwheel. I used to cartwheel back in the day. I could cartwheel, backbend, all the things. She's doing all of that. I'm very proud of myself. When the opportunity to reimagine one of her books, there was no thinking. My hand just went up. And I feel like it was a little protective as well. It was like, I want to protect that story. I want to be able to tell that story. But my little girl is like, she cabbage patching.
Does she feel like she made it? Do y'all feel like you made it?
She's felt like she's made it a long while ago.
Okay.
I think this is different in that it's a full circle moment. I often say that you become a writer as a reader first. And so I used to get lost in the pages of Judy Blume. And so for me to be just the divinity of it, like the divineness of it, that I would come full circle 50 years later, like those kinds of things, right? It's almost like it was written for me. It was written for me and Judy. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a chance to meet her personally. I'm so excited.
You going down to Key West?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. You live this life once, and I'm going to live in that dream. So yeah, I'm excited to meet her. We met at the time on Zoom and talked on the phone and emailed, but just to meet her and say thank you and have her sign my book, I'm just, that 12-year-old girl is running to Key West.
I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
Just to go meet Ms. Blue. Absolutely.
I love it. Yeah, what I really would love is for people to honor more of their story, the craftsmanship, sitting in the chair and writing. That woman sat in the chair and wrote, it's like she never got out of the chair. Just writing, and what it would do, just someone sharing a story, just my own testimony is it ignited something in me. And I think that even the feedback I'm getting from the show, not just this show, but the shows I've had in my career, it has ignited other storytellers. I want us to do more by that. We have so many stories in us that will die in us if we don't even start crafting them and writing them down. Her book is still, through this show now, it still lives. It's universal. It's forever. Ba-dum-bum. See what I did there?
The original book was written in the 70s.
Yeah, 75.
Why did you choose to specifically set this story in 2018?
Well, I had to look at what would make it fresh today, and maybe have to look at where the kids are today. And Judy and I talked about, well, they know a lot about sex, intimacy, connection. Those things, I think, we're further away, even though we're more technologically advanced. We don't have, though these tools are meant to connect us, we are using them in very disconnecting ways. And I think that to bring the phone into the conversation, one is an opportunity to talk about something unique to this culture. Culture, but this generation, what it is doing to them personally, emotionally, their emotional self, and then how it's even affecting their physical self, and then affecting their future. And that's what the book was about. How do we explore our emotional self, our physical self, while maintaining a healthy future? I also want to talk about in the Black family, by changing the white family to Black, it allowed me to also talk about a time that I think is very important for us to document between Trayvon Martin's murder and George Floyd's murder. We as Black people, we as Black families, as mothers and fathers, we were screaming into a vacuum about the fear over our children. And there was no amount of fancy zip codes or education that can save your child, and that was scary. And I needed a place for me as a mother to release all of that fear. And then also look at how much we are out of love, but we are raising our children from that fear.
That's right.
And how that is hurting our children and their inability to have a natural rite of passage to explore again their emotional self, their emotional maturity, their physical self, their physical maturity, to have sex or not have sex, who to have it with, what's the right conditions, all of those choices that they're supposed to be making right now. To protect a beautiful future. And that's another thing. We need to open up some space because our children also need a future. And it's tough out there. And I couldn't imagine being them today, thinking about when people, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, what's out there? And we adults need to get it together. And so this is a part of my offering.
We're still kicking it with Mara Brock Akil. Her new show Forever is on Netflix right now. Loren.
And back in the 70s, it was controversial because of the things that it explored. Today, it's not controversial because we are so open, like what you talk about. When you were crafting like what the storyline would be and how you would redo it, were there things that you were like, I want to make sure I get to, or make sure I get in this storyline? Because you also made it feel closer to home for like Black teens. Like, now Forever feels like it's our story, but you had to do it a different way.
I think it's controversial. Black male vulnerability. It's just, there's no room for it. I think there's no images for it. And yet when I'm looking in the world and within my own children, their friends, and the community beyond that, a lot of boys, and more specifically Black boys, they're not all that hard. They don't have any room for their complexity. They don't have any room for their feelings. Like, it's always funny to me, especially about the group of boys that I'm around. They're all privileged. They live a great life. Time to take a picture. They were laughing 2 seconds ago. You try and take the picture, and then they get that stoic face. And they're like, what you mean mugging for? Like, and you realize how much that's imparted on young Black boys all the time about what is manly. What are those images of what a man is? I wanted to make room for their real reflection. I'm actually looking at the real thing. It's just what gets on that bigger screen and how important it is. I know we talk about representation matters. That's why it matters. You got to see yourself in order to decide, is that beautiful? Is that how I want to look? Is that right? Is that tight? I can't see it. And I think boys are getting their heart broken a lot sooner.
I felt so bad for Justin the whole time.
Why?
Because I just felt like a lot of times the characters, they were yearning for this like space of like, I don't know, to just be okay, and then things would be going good, and then something else would happen. It'd be something small. It would be like for Keisha, like the video gets sent to her phone and she's finally in this relationship. You know what I mean? Like things were just like happening. I'm like, dang, the kids, like, why can't they just be and not have to deal with these things?
It's life.
Yeah, it's life, and it's also technology that we didn't have. We got some freedoms without, that they're not afforded. That's what I want to talk about. It's like, are we making any room for them? Like, one of the things that I love when every production meeting, I said we're making an epic and intimate love story within a love letter to Los Angeles, right? And what that meant to me is that we need to see them in scope, in scale, in epic. I need to see them, their bodies in the space, in Los Angeles. What that means is that it's a feeling cinematically that I'm making you feel that they belong here. And when they belong here, they belong to us. And so you will engage with our children differently, psychologically, emotionally. Those things are important in our image. On the details. The details on anyone makes them feel more human to you. So I want to make just room for their humanity so that we think about the measures around technology. We think about what the rules are for these kids. I mean, like, these kids are being told today that you make one false move, you won't get a scholarship. I mean, come on.
It's the truth. It follows them for the rest of their lives.
For the rest of their lives.
Which is sad.
There's no humanity in that.
That's how I felt. Maybe that was the humanity part. I'm like, yo, she's young. She made a mistake.
Yeah.
Now it's following her, and it's like he's in love, and he just doesn't know how to navigate it. And now he feels like he's not a good person, or not a good person. He doesn't feel like he can win the girl in the beginning of things, and I felt bad for that. Like,
but you know what? Back in the day, boys had to walk across the room to ask you to dance.
And that was tougher.
And that was tougher. Have you ever done that?
Of course.
Yeah. Did you ever get rejected?
No. I've never got rejected.
No. Before you was like,
because I'll be honest, I only went when I knew I was going to be received. If I knew I was going to get rejected or there was a 50-50 chance, I wasn't going to try. Because remember, it wasn't, back then it was a party and everybody standing on the wall.
Yeah.
And you have, like you said, you have to walk across. And if I knew this person wasn't feeling me, didn't wink at me, didn't have a crush on me, didn't write me a letter.
Hold a stare.
Didn't hold a stare. I wasn't going. But if I knew that I got that little stare, that little smile, I was going to go.
So it was just
but
Dominican
see, all
girls.
of those social cues that you have to learn in real time, we're not learning that. There's no space for that. So I'm advocating for, I want the kids to be back outside. Like, it's even sad we shot on Fairfax Avenue, right? It's a ghost town right now. But back in 2018, where it was depicted, that was a place for them to be. But where are kids allowed to be?
But that's why I love the scene. I love the scenes at Martha's Vineyard. I love the scenes at the prom.
Oh gosh,
especially at the prom, because I feel like in that moment, Justin was. Everybody talks about he's chasing the young lady. To me, it felt like he was chasing his blackness.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it felt like to me.
Thank you for seeing that. Yeah. One of the things I was trying to keep our children safe. Sometimes we're isolating them. He had a pretty prison, but it was up on a hill, isolated, and he's looking for more. But I can also understand Dawn. She's so scared to put him outside. Also scared, is he going to measure up to where they are? You know what I'm saying? She's probably not saying that, but that's psychologically, it's kind of it's under there. But fun fact, I was so proud as a producer to put all those black and brown kids taking over the Santa Monica Pier. I found one of the location. I think the last time someone took over the pier at that scale was Tom Cruise. I was like, okay.
Wow.
But that means something to me. That means something that how we take up the space, the epicness and the beauty of us. These kids are looking like this all over our country, and we see it on Instagram or TikTok or things like. But to put it on that scale, that level of beauty, Anthony Hemingway directed his butt off, and that the kids were just beautiful. Our costume designers were amazing. Our production design was amazing. Our cinematography was amazing. You know what I'm saying? We had the thing lit up. I was on cloud 9 that day that we shot. And we got it out of there safe and sound. That's also important. But it's our kids having space in the world, chasing themselves, figuring out who they are, including of their blackness, including of their, what they like, just who they are. Even making room for, I know I get a lot of comments around, wow, he likes Naruto. Yeah, a lot of black kids love Naruto. We're a part of the world. So that was fun.
And as much as it's a story about the kids, it's a story about the adults, right? Like the way Judy Blume made people feel seen at 13, it feels to me like you're making us feel seen at 40-something, 50-something. So what do those ages need that nobody's writing about?
I'm going to keep saying this over it. Just more complexity, more of our human side. Like I've said before, I don't really believe in positive images. I think they can be just as damaging as negative images.
What do you mean?
Expound on that.
Yeah, break that down.
Because so the negative image is a product of a lie. Kind of going back to the documentary, like it's the perpetuating the lies and the myths of us. That's been out there. So a lot of Black people want a positive image because they want to rewrite the wrong of somebody else's view of me. But what that does as an artist, it keeps me behind the 8 ball. I'm chasing up and trying to clean up somebody else's mess. I'm from the Zora Neale Hurston school of thought. I know my people. I see my people. I want to be able to talk about them fully. And in the spectrum of our humanity, there is light and dark. We are not perfect. To be perfect, that's just as hard to be perfect as it is to be bad. Like I want the spectrum of my humanity. I want to be able to make a mistake and have my village patch me up and put me back out there. I deserve that. You deserve that. We deserve that. And so I want the spectrum of who I am. And sometimes I'm not great, and sometimes I am in the same day, in the same hour. And I deserve that sort of exploration of who I am as a human being. And I give that to my characters. I think Dawn, for instance, there's a lot of conversation about her as a mother, but that Black mother has raised a lot of kids to get them, to keep them alive. Does she deserve looking at herself? Yes. Hi, my name is Mara Brock Akil, and I'm a former Dawn. I put my pain on the screen. I think, I wanted to, out of love, I'm trying to overprotect my children.
We're still kicking it with television producer, screenwriter. You know her from Girlfriends. And now she has her show on Netflix, Forever, Miss Mara Brock Akil. Charlamagne?
What emotional space does Forever occupy that none of your previous shows have?
I think the cross-generational idea. I just think the complexity of family and the generational connection, and that I just really enjoyed that. I think also the scale, emotionally, it allowed me to really scale us, and I enjoyed that. And it the kids say take up space. It allowed me to take up space for us and for myself.
Is Forever about love you've had, love you've lost, or love you still believe in?
All the above. I believe in love. One of the things I'm really proud of with the ending, I know there's controversy about the ending, but what I love that Justin and Keisha showed us is how love endures, and it shape shifts. It's dynamic, can change, but love can stay present. And they showed us how to let go and keep love in that ending. I think we could learn a lot from Justin and Keisha. The question, is this a forever love or the one you remember forever? And I would like to think that we, as we move through our lives as human beings, that when we choose to use that word, right, I loved you, there's a present, that you were so present and so loving that even if you don't last, the couple doesn't last, the love can last. It might shift to, it might just shift to, we always just sort of text each other on each other's birthday, that you matter to me. One of the fun things you realize when you're revisiting the work, especially as young people, oftentimes that's where our big dreaming happens. And those young loves, that a lot of times the best part of you is packed in somebody else's memory of you. And so to have access back to those people actually is good for you, to remember who you are when you lose your way. And because you're going to lose your way. And so love holds you there. So it is about the past, the present, and the future. And I think that love can take many different forms. I have my young one plays baseball, and I've learned a lot about watching him sit in the stands play baseball.
Long days, long games.
Long games. But what's beautiful about it is everybody who walks into that batter's box has a different fight. So I often think about relationship, right? Did you swing the bat? Did you have did you have a good at bat? And sometimes your at-bat, you strike out, but you still had a good at-bat. And I think that's what I think love is about. Are we having a good at-bat? Are we swinging? Are we using our technique? Are we using all the knowledge we spent all week learning for this 1 to 2 times we get to walk in that batter's box?
Mm-hmm.
And are we using it? Do we, whatever the shoulders and the hips and all that kind of stuff, do we
eyes on the ball,
eyes on the ball, all those things you got to do with this ball coming at you 80, 90 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's love. And I think that I would like to think that we can all approach it at a good at bat.
And you know where season 2 is going?
I have ideas. I still have to go through the process. Part of what I think another thing that makes me successful is how I honor my partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
And I come into it respectfully and really to also garner that energy back to me. But I have a concept of what I need to do. I won't share it until my partners are signed off on it. But my next steps are me coming into a meeting ready to talk to Netflix around, hey, this is where I see it. And this is where I think it should go, hearing their feedback, their concerns, taking that in consideration, sometimes debating it for a while, but finding a way to communicate why I think it's the way it should go. And if not, where's the compromise in that?
Mm-hmm.
And feeling good about the artistic flexibility that I have to craft story, to figure that out. So I'm looking forward to that, and success especially. Sometimes success can make people tighten up too.
That's right. Stop playing with Mara, okay?
Yeah.
Mara's had hit after hit in multiple decades.
That's right.
Okay, streaming services, the linear television, give her what she wants.
That's right.
Including the $50 million for girlfriends. We need closure.
We need closure.
Okay? It's that simple.
It's that simple.
Yes.
Real. We've been talking about this. It's real. It's really that simple. And I'm excited. I think it's gonna come. I don't know. I feel it. Like, I don't know. Last time I was here, we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what was beautiful in my journey at that time was for me to claim the value and understand the boundaries and understand what it is. I don't know. I think, and also this success breeds more success. So I kind of feel, like feeling.
Time.
I think it's time.
And the success Girlfriends has had on Netflix.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, they should see
generational success.
I know,
People watch
yes.
it. I watched that. I rewatched the whole thing with my mom, and I was like, "This is so different." But
I'm finding out people are putting Girlfriends on for their go to sleep. They call it their comfort TV show that they put on, and they just let it run. And some people let it run while they go to sleep.
I don't know if people know, but 9/11 of this year marks 25 years of Girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
25 years of Girlfriends.
This year.
This year.
So we need to make that announcement, right?
Yes.
It's time.
That's right.
That would be the announcement to make,
it
right?
would
Why
only
not?
make sense. It has to happen. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen.
Yes.
Because it's like the one black sitcom that we really did not get any closure on whatsoever. And there's so many loose ends to tie up.
And it's not just loose ends. It's actually very relevant. I think it's a very karmic idea to have the show have a ending in a film. I just want to do a movie. So you really, I know you do, Charlamagne. You are very clear about wanting to see a movie.
You are
16 years he's been clear.
You don't have that.
I've been working with him for 16
and I
years.
appreciate you. I want to also say, I'm always going to take a moment to say thank you, because you also, that means a lot to me as a storyteller. Like, wow, that level of impact on you. And even the fact that me and Judy Blume were in the same thing. So thank you.
Thank you.
16
but
years.
But now, you three, are you going to go spend some money at the theater to go see a Girlfriend?
I will walk to the theater. I'm trying to be in the damn movie. Like, yes.
Yes.
We got something
We waiting
to
on
go
this for
and
a
see.
I'm just doing a
long
check.
time.
Yes.
I agree. It gave us a lot to have a conversation about. And I think that's really where everything is at, is communication, have conversation, share ideas. We're not always going to agree, but I think we'll get to know each other.
Well, what do you want Forever to give people permission to do? And that's my last question, I promise.
Love. I want people to think more about love in every aspect of their life. And actually, even if we're older, that it's okay to want that first love kind of feeling. Like, what do we need to do to get back to that first love kind of feeling? I don't know. I just think as a spirit having a human experience, dancing with love all the time has got to be our top endeavor. So that's what I want.
Mara Brock Akil, the icon, the legend. We appreciate you so much. We love you. We value you. Appreciate you and all your work.
That's right.
Thank you. I really appreciate being here. Thank you, Breakfast Club.
That's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren becoming a street fat.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Lauren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
What was the latest?
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
So there has been some more things with Offset and Cardi. Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as this account does not exist, and you can't even go to his Instagram. So what happened was there's this photo, a side-by-side photo of Offset and Cardi's son, Wave, and Stefan Diggs. And people began to point out, and this is an older side-by-side, but people began to point out that Wave's hair is braided very similar to Stefan Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is the part in the middle and where that starts, to be honest. But it is very similar, almost the same hairstyle. So people are, were making jokes about it, and they were, trying to make it seem like Cardi did this on purpose, and just it must have been a lot for Offset. Not even must. It was a lot for Offset because he actually responded to it. He said, now when he tweeted before he deleted his account, now when somebody died for playing with my son, then they're going to call me a crash out. I don't care how I look. Trolling with my kid ends bad. Then after this, he deactivated his accounts. Now, following that, or previous to that, earlier in that day, Cardi B had actually went on Twitter Spaces, and she talked about just the fact that because she's now out and doing all the things with Stefan, and she responded to the spousal support conversation, men in particular are calling her a hoe, and she's like, I don't understand why I'm getting all of this smoke. So let's take a listen to Cardi B on the trauma she says she experienced at the hands of Offset. Let's take a listen.
Do not understand why I'm getting so much disgusting hate from men. I'm even being called a It is so crazy. I don't understand how I was I was married for 7 years and I was faithful for 7 years. The constant lies, the gaslighting, it was really messing up with my head. It got to the point, like last year, I really felt like I was going crazy. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Like, my baby came out 5 pounds. I was so depressed because the lies, the constant drama. I would wake up every single morning paranoid. If I was still there, I was going to end up going to jail because I was going to end up killing them, seriously, with my own bare hands.
Cardi's not a hoe. Nor should anyone be calling her that, nor should anybody be hating on Cardi. I just think that us as men, we watching the situation and saying, damn, that hurts.
Yeah.
We sick. You know what I mean? We just as sick as probably Offset feels when he sees it, because she has moved on. She looked damn good moving on. And that's what you're supposed to do, right? Like, when you get out of a situation and it wasn't the best situation, you're supposed to be on social media looking good with your new boo. But boy, it hurts.
And both of them got fans, you know what I mean? So, of course, the ones calling her a hoe, I mean, obviously are his fans, and imagine what her fans calling him. You know what I'm saying? It's both sides.
Well, they saying Offset lost. That's the thing. Like, they say W set in the chat, it'd be like L set in the chat. That's what they're saying. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, there's no hoe. She's like she said, she's been married for 7 years. She moved on. She's dating somebody new, and she's happy. She said she was depressed. She was upset. Now the fact that she's happy, I'm just glad that she's happy.
It should just be a learning lesson for men more so than anything. Yeah. Because, boy, then women will move on. And when they move on, they're going to look damn good doing it. And you're going to be sitting around doing what Offset doing right now, tweeting his social media. Deleting his social media.
She put up with a lot before she moved, too. Yeah. Like, she put up a whole lot before she moved on.
And then look what she even said. Her baby came out 5 pounds. She was stressed out and everything. You know what I mean? So, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I am glad that he deactivated or deleted. Hopefully he can get some time for himself. He can think about it. He can, before he does, do something stupid. Hopefully he's just unplugging and clearing his mind.
Yeah, that's what I would tell Offset too. Don't make permanent decisions based off temporary feelings. Don't crash out and lose your freedom because the internet playing. Because as crazy as it may seem now, this too shall pass.
Yeah, don't let the internet check you out your position. And fellas, if you're out there, just text your lady this morning. Good morning. I love you. Just say
I'm sorry, even if you ain't did nothing.
Just say I'm sorry. I appreciate you. Something.
Because them men out there with them 3 year, $69 million contracts, man. You know what I'm saying?
Waiting in the wings.
Speaking of the $69 million man, Cardi B.
69.
I know your face hurt. You smacked yourself hard.
Cardi B, like he's in it.
Exactly. Cardi B talked about, her new dating life and where she is now. Let's take a listen to that.
Where I'm in a place right now, that I'm very happy. And I feel like I'm crawling. Like, it's like I'm learning how to do things. You know what I'm saying? Dating is new to me. You know what I'm saying? Dating is new to me. It took a long time for me to open up to somebody. Because I just feel like I'm like a baby, and I'm crawling again, and I'm learning again. Right now, I'm in a good space. Everything is lined up perfectly in my career. I love my kids. I love my life. I'm very happy right now.
And that's all that matters.
Period.
I'd rather hear that, though, because, boy, a few weeks ago, she was like, this man is effing the hell out of her. You know what I'm saying? And when you know this man runs a 4.46 in the 40-yard dash, you know what I mean?
Did you see the video of him on the Pilates machine?
No. You act like you in that position, like you hurt.
I know.
You got these hands. He's holding his chest. He's holding his arms.
Did you see the video of him on the Pilates machine? He fell off, but did you see that video of him, the back? And I was like, whoa.
But that's what I'm saying. As a man, men should just be learning from this situation, because these women will move on. I don't care how many kids you got with them. I don't care if you thought that you was the love of their life. I don't care if y'all was married. When they are fed up, they fed up, and they will move on to somebody who runs a 4.46 in the 40 with a 3-year, $69 million contract.
Text your wife, your lady, your girl this morning. Just say, I love you. I'm sorry. I appreciate you.
That nigga got that girl on his talking about, I'm learning how to crawl again. Like, I said she crawling.
Oh
yes!
What she said, Jess?
I'm learning how to crawl again.
That's what I'm saying. So please, Cardi, don't think that men are hating. Really, man.
Some of them are. Some of them are hating.
They are.
Some niggas just sick.
Yes, they sick.
That's all. It's just sick. I can't even sit. It makes my back hurt just thinking about it.
And then they projecting, because them same guys lost their women. So
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Now they women was crawling first. Now
their back hurt
now she crawling.
But just do right. That's all. Y'all should have learned this from Tyler Perry movies a long time ago.
That's stupid.
Do right by the woman, because they won't move on. Remember when the Rock just walked up at the end of the Rock? Where the hell the Rock come from?
Yes.
The Rock?
And we didn't even get a number 2 after that. We didn't even get a third movie. We didn't get a third movie, The Rock.
And he died. He drove. Who was that she was dating?
Malik Yoba.
Yes. Drove off from Janet, died, and then here come The Rock with flowers.
Sheila ain't going up that mountain too many times. We got to get out of here, y'all. Sheila ain't going to go up that mountain too many times, okay?
That's all I'm saying.
Me and the Puerto Rican in the room have no idea what you're talking about, do you?
You don't watch Tyler Perry? Please.
Dominicans and Puerto Ricans don't watch Tyler Perry?
I'm not Dominican, but
yes,
all right.
You are.
All right, well, that's the latest with Loren. Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
Man, before after the hour, we need Pete Hegseth to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him, please.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Don't be out here acting like a donkey.
Hee-haw, bitch. Hee-haw.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
I'm a big boy. I can take it. If he feel I deserve it, ain't no big deal.
I know Charlamagne guy gonna have some funny shit say out his mouth.
If you gotta say something you may not agree with, doesn't mean I'm mean.
Who's getting that donkey?
That donkey. That don't.
Donkey of the Day right there.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
You can call me the donkey of the day, but I mean no harm.
Yes, Donkey today for Wednesday, June 4th goes to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. You know Pete Hegseth, the same guy who was sharing details of a missile attack on Signal. Okay, I don't know why he just didn't download WhatsApp like the rest of us, but Pete Hegseth, the man who provides the president with expert, okay, and I put expert in air quotes, advice on national security and defense matters, is clearly bored. Okay, there's a lot going on in the world that I'm sure he could be focused on, but yesterday we found out that he is focused on renaming ships. Yes, ships, okay? Pete Hegseth has ordered the Navy to review the names of vessels honoring gay rights activist Harvey Milk, Harriet Tubman, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Let's go to ABC 7 for the report, please.
The Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, has ordered the Navy to take the rare step of renaming a ship. The ship is named for murdered gay rights activist and Navy veteran Harvey Milk. Military.com first reported the timing of the announcement during Pride Month is intentional. Harvey Milk was forced to resign from the Navy in 1955 because of his sexual orientation. The USNS Harvey Milk is part of the John Lewis class of oiler ships that are named after civil rights leaders.
Okay. We all know that the Trump administration wants to purge all programs and policies and books and social media mentions of any references to diversity, equity, and inclusion. They are literally trying to erase anything they consider other out of the history books, okay? It makes no sense. What other reason would you have to not want a ship named after Harvey Milk or Harriet Tubman or RBG? It's just erasure, nothing more, nothing less, and everyone just needs to call it what it is. By the way, none of those three people would be considered DEI hires, okay? They all earned their legacies. They all earned their reputations, okay? The reason they have their names on those ships, the reason people wanted to name those vessels after them is simply because they're trailblazers who actually did things that people should recognize and honor. And you want to erase that? Why? I need to see the signal chat about this, Pete. Okay, I need to see what your real reasoning is, not the politically correct reasoning you give into the media. Just tell us the truth, because the truth is you want to erase the legacy of civil rights leaders and gay icons like Harvey Milk. In America, we cannot heal from what we don't reveal. Okay, hiding our history is just simply going to hurt our future. Now, Pete, you are the Secretary of Defense. Okay, focusing on your job is crucial for the safety of not only this country, but the world. Every American should be saying to themselves, hey, Pete, don't you got better things to be doing? Okay, Pete Hegseth, you yourself just highlighted the threat posed by China's military buildup, okay, in particular concerning Taiwan. You could be focused on that. What about the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, Pete? You were absent at a recent NATO meeting on Ukraine and had people questioning the U.S.'s engagement in the conflict. Don't tell me you was absent from the meeting because you too busy worried about ships being named after Harriet Tubman. Okay, yo, Pete, Department of Defense has proposed significant budget cuts, which I'm happy about, because anytime you want to talk about wasteful spending, you should start at the DOD. But if these budget cuts reduce senior military ranks by 20% like they are proposing, then that could impact the military strategic and operational readiness. And y'all definitely not going to be ready if the Department of Defense is too busy worried about renaming ships. Okay? Pete Hegseth, I don't care what a ship is named when there are headlines in the Economic Times that read, World War III looms. Global leaders given 2 weeks as the clock ticks toward catastrophe. See, while we worried about the Diddy trial, others are preparing for World War III. Okay, I was reading an article this morning. The headline was, Britain's biggest companies are preparing for a third world war as various conflicts threaten to erupt. Bosses are taking steps to ensure their businesses survive. The deputy chief of Russia's Security Council said last week, I don't remember everything. It was a blur. I think it was last week. Yes, but he said, and I quote, regarding Trump's words about Putin playing with fire and really bad things happening to Russia, I only know of one really bad thing, World War III. I hope Trump understands this. That was a direct quote from the deputy chief of Russia's Security Council. And Pete Hegseth, you worried about the name of ships? No, you're not. You're trying to distract from some of the things I just said. But what you will learn, Pete, is truth is like the sun. You can shut it out, but it is not going away. Please give Pete Hegseth the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
So dumb.
Beyond. It's a distraction, though. Stay focused.
Mm-hmm. All right.
World War III is apparently around the corner.
I don't see that either.
I hope not.
We won't see that either.
Others are preparing for it, so I think you just pay attention.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Now, when we come back, we have the first black actress to play Elphaba full-time in Wicked on Broadway, Lencia Kebede. She'll be joining us when we come back. I checked out the play. Play was amazing. My kids loved it.
What's her name?
I'm not going to say it again.
Lencia Kebede.
Kebede.
Lencia
Kebede will be joining us, all right? And we're going to talk to her next. She killed it on Broadway.
Wicked was amazing on Broadway.
Absolutely. My kids loved it. They enjoyed it. And we'll kick it with her in a minute. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Lencia Kebede. Did I say it right?
Pretty close.
What is it?
Kebede. But you got it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Here.
Now, if you don't know who she is, she's an actress and the first black actress.
Hold on, wait. Look, let me say something. Cause she offhand before we just started, she said, "How did y'all find me?" I said, you're the first black actress to play Elphaba full time. How can't we find? She said, how dare I? Exactly.
How
so
dare I?
she
There
is
you
the
go.
first black actress to play Elphaba full time on the Broadway Wicked. How does that feel?
Congratulations, first and foremost.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dream come true. It's like surreal sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, this is exactly where I always thought I would be, doing something like impactful for our community and our industry. But most days I'm just dumbfounded. I can't believe I'm singing these songs.
What did it mean for you personally, and what did it mean for Broadway?
Personally, it was an opportunity to tell the story of my community, our struggles, our strengths, our power, for our industry, for the entertainment industry. I think it just opened the eyes of who can do what and who is capable of what, and just like brought a more creative outlook to art.
Now, you were in Hamilton before, but I want
Yeah.
to start from the beginning.
My birth? Okay.
What did
My birth.
how did you get into the arts? Like, what was so special to you that said, this is what I want to do?
You know, it's funny. I started at church and I hated singing. My parents saw something special in me and kind of like thrust me into music.
And you're Ethiopian, correct?
Correct. Both my parents are from Ethiopia, immigrants, so I'm first generation. And I loved playing outside. I loved playing sports. I was super into my academics too. I was just like a really hype kid. I feel like I couldn't be stopped.
Perfect for Broadway.
Perfect for
actually.
Broadway. Lots of energy, especially for this role. But like being inside, rehearsing, and like I just was like, I want to be outside and I want to be playing. But I started to see like how music affected people, specifically in church, and how that moved people spiritually. And I was like, wait, I think I'm good at this. Something, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to hone in on it, but I know that it just feels special. So I wanted to keep trying. And then I started doing like community theater in middle school and high school. And in college, I decided I wasn't going to study it. I had other interests. I studied diplomacy and world affairs in undergrad and politics. All different angles to make like positive change to the world around me.
And then you got to Broadway. So explain how you got to Broadway and those feelings.
Midway through my 5-year run in Hamilton, the audition for Elphaba came up. And I already actually had another job offer that I was very excited to embark on. And my team was like, I mean, it depends on what you want to do. And I was like, well, no black woman has ever played this role. I'm not going to pass up this opportunity. So I auditioned. It was like 6 rounds across maybe like 4 months of me flying to New York from LA on Zoom. Just lots of different. It's a long process to vet such a technical skill that is required for this character. So after all those rounds and the up and downs of the emotions, I got it, I don't, I got it, I don't, am I good? I don't know, just like so much inner turmoil. I finally got the call from my agent and I started cracking up. I couldn't even like emote. I was just like, this cannot be happening right now.
So you thought it was a joke, or you didn't know what you felt?
I think I didn't know what I felt.
So you just laughed.
I was like in shock. Yeah. At that point, I think I had convinced myself that it was highly possible. I was in the final like 4 people maybe. But I was like, universe, God, Mother Earth, I receive whatever is mine. However I want this. And I feel like I would be great for this moment, but like I accept the outcome. So I think I was playing both outcomes internally so well that no matter what that call would have, whatever the outcome of that call would have been, I would have been ready. So I think my body was like, oh, okay, this is happening. I had to like go on a walk and like ground myself to remember what was real. I couldn't believe it. It's crazy.
Wow. How many times do people try to gaslight you? Like, is America ready for a black Elphaba?
Right.
Like the damn green face isn't fantasy enough.
It's so silly. And people say things like, she's green, like it doesn't matter what her race is. And I'm like, she's green, exactly. She looks different than everybody else. Like that is the point. So I do think the world was ready. And I feel so grateful that it was me.
You know what's so interesting? Like I took my 9-year-old and my 6-year-old to see Wicked on Broadway, and they saw the movie. So to them, Elphaba is black.
To my kids too.
It's black. Like,
and isn't that crazy?
Like if I say that to them, you're like, you know she's black, right? Like of course she's black. Like
yeah,
that's
and
all they know, the black Elphaba.
Is crazy that this generation gets to live in this climate and see it as normal. Like that's what they get to grow up experiencing, and that's my favorite part of this. Is this whole generation that is just, this is their norm.
Why do you think it took decades for a black woman to get this role full time? Like, what does that say about Broadway, if anything?
I think art is a reflection of the society it represents.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Broadway was particularly doing anything outside of what our country represented. And as times have changed, so has art. Art has shifted.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the timing is exactly right. And again, like, I can't speak to why it took this long, but all I know is I'm happy I'm here.
Do you get a lot of love or do you get a lot of hate?
I get a lot of love. I mean, haters are haters. There's always haters. There's always critics.
The reason I ask is, I took my kids too, and of course the majority of people in there are others, or I should say are white.
Correct.
Just say white, man. God damn.
I was gonna say others. But,
I'm dead.
What the hell?
But I was wondering,
others. You're an other.
Okay.
You're actually
I'm
an
the
other.
other, actually.
I am the other, yeah.
I'm green, okay?
Okay, you're green. You're the
I'm
other.
other.
Right. I was gonna say, and what type of hate do you get? Is it letters? Is it, because I thought the play was phenomenal. And like I said, when I seen you in the hall, I took my 3-year-old and then I took my 23-year-old.
Wow, and they both enjoyed it.
They both enjoyed
That's
it.
what's crazy.
It was great.
Across the generations, people relate. I mean, it's the hate. I don't know. I wouldn't even call it hate more than just like strong opinions, because less so about race, more just because this is a long-running show. 22 years. Everyone who comes to see Wicked has seen Wicked, more or less. The amount of people who are new to this piece of work is very little. So everybody knows every word, every intonation, like every way every single line goes or every vocal part goes. So it's less like, why is there a black alphabet? I don't really get that. There's more celebratory energy about the racial thing, but people just like what they like. And you know what? That's fine. I cannot be for everyone, and I think that's what this show is teaching me, especially this character who has to fight with the world around her, not trusting her and misunderstanding her, but she always stays true to who she is. And that, I think, is my biggest takeaway from playing this role.
We're still kicking it with Lencia Kebede. She's the first black actress to play Elphaba full-time in Wicked on Broadway. I took my kids there. Amazing show. Jess.
What was the most challenging part about playing Elphaba, if there are any?
I would say a mental and emotional fatigue. The show is very emotionally taxing. I am constantly faced with like the biggest, most complicated inner feelings that specifically a black woman can experience. Feeling othered, feeling misunderstood, not being trusted, disillusionment, believing in someone, trusting in someone, and then realizing that it's not what it seems. So I think there's a lot of times when I leave the show and I have to just, like, I don't even turn on the lights in my apartment for hours. I have to be like dead in my head, because it's just like the emotional roller coaster of what the character requires also requires me to plug in and charge when I'm not there.
Let's stay there for a minute.
Yeah.
Because Elphaba is one of the most demanding roles in
If not
theater.
the most.
If not the most. So what's your pre-show ritual to get into that headspace and voice space every night?
I think I definitely take stock in how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like more tired, maybe I'll listen to like hype music, or like take a walk, or like take a hot yoga class, something to get my energy going. But if I'm feeling particularly stimulated that day, sometimes I listen to like jazz and something calmer. I usually do like a 30-minute warm-up, half of it physical, half of it vocal. And then while I'm getting the greening, which takes 30 minutes to do my makeup every day, when they're doing that for me, that's when I play music. And music, I feel like, is what drops me into whatever emotional space I need to get into the character.
Makeup only takes 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Damn, I expected more.
Right.
Yeah.
People usually think it takes like hours.
Yeah.
I was going to probably just do your face, neck, and hands, right?
Right, and like a little bit down my back. But like it's only a little bit down my arm, so
I was
it's
gonna
not
ask,
so bad.
do you have a life on Broadway? Can you have a life on Broadway with the amount of shows that you
Child,
shoot?
let me tell
and
you.
You do 8 a week, right?
8 a week. We have one day off yesterday.
Damn.
I could say you can have a life on Broadway when you're Elphaba, though, which is a different beast.
There is no life.
It's very difficult. I think I try. I'm a communal being. I need the energy of others. So I try to balance it. But most days I do spend chilling on my own. Because like I said, the mental toll is really, I really have to like relax in order to bring my like whole heart and soul emotionally to the character. So everybody has a life, but I have less of a life right now. But you know what? The sacrifice is worth it. Let me tell you. It is worth it.
What's harder, hitting that defying gravity note 8 times a week, or carrying the weight of representation every time the curtain comes up?
Ain't that the question? Definitely the representation. It's just, it means so much to so many people. And like, I think back to what you were saying about the hardest parts of the role, like I put a lot of pressure on myself to make every interaction I have through this period of my life as something meaningful to audiences, black, brown, white, it don't matter. Like I think that opportunity can sometimes feel like pressure to me just because I care so much and I really want, like, especially the kids, I want kids to go away feeling empowered. So Defying Gravity is like a science. It's like, this is how you sing it. It's vocal technique. But with the cultural, racial, emotional aspects of it, like those things take real care. And I really put a lot of effort into how I present myself and what I share with my community.
So you feel actual pressure to represent?
I do feel pressure in that I feel like it's more self-induced. Just because, like I said, I care so much about positively impacting the world around me. And I feel like that's been one of my dreams since I was a kid. Like I never knew what I would do growing up. But like that's kind of why I went into politics for a little while too, and still have a passion for it, is that I care so much about just like positively inspiring people. So yeah, I do feel pressure only because that's what I choose to care about. I don't think anybody puts it on me besides myself, which is why this role teaches me to stay, connected and true to who I am, regardless of what's happening around me.
Because I feel like if you just bring your full self to the role,
that's enough.
That's enough.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the character does. She brings herself to all these crazy life situations, and that's how she survives and thrives.
Have you met Cynthia Erivo?
I haven't met her yet. She did send me flowers on my debut, my first show.
That was nice.
Which was sweet, but I think we should probably be doing some stuff soon. Yeah, I'm excited.
How do you navigate being celebrated but still feeling like you're breaking through systems that weren't designed for you?
I celebrate myself because what I'm doing is a literal revolution. And I believe art is a part of social change and political growth. I believe art shapes culture. And culture shapes art. It's sort of symbiotic in that way. So I feel like the fact that I have the opportunity to break through these barriers also like strengthens my relationship with myself. I'm like, yeah, you did that.
Who was your alpha book growing up? Like, who made you believe you could defy gravity?
That's a great question. I would say seeing Cynthia for sure. I mean, Cynthia has done so many amazing projects.
Yeah.
Which like have just inspire me endlessly. Audra McDonald, also how she has crossed over to different industries within the entertainment industry. So seeing Black women be sort of like multi-hyphenated artists it's inspired me so much. It made me feel like if they can do it, I can too.
Are you and Cynthia gonna do anything together at the Tony Awards? Because you said y'all gonna do something.
I pray, honey. That's what I am asking the universe and doing all the networking I can.
She's hosting this year, right?
She is hosting. Yeah. I pray. So if anyone can hear me, bring me to the Tonys. I would like to be in attendance. I think it would be really great for our community.
You haven't been nominated yet?
I can't be nominated for Wicked because it's not a new show in this season.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's crazy. But if you're an actress or actor that takes the role to another level, which you've done.
Well, thank you, one. Two, I agree. I do think that long-running show should have the opportunity to award, particular performances in that way. But from my knowledge of how it works, it's about the new works of that season. There's like maybe, September of the last year till March of the current year, some timeline that the show has to open, from what I understand.
So your first week on Broadway, after you realized, okay, this is really 8 shows a week, what was that feeling on that Sunday?
This is probably going to be surprising to you, maybe, but I was like, no, I got this. I was so concerned with my ability to sustain this, and I was wrong for doubting that. Wow. I really was. I finished the week and I was like, look, it's a lot of work. I'm tired. My body's tired. My voice is tired. My mind is tired. But like, I'm equipped. I feel like I've had a lot of work experiences that have built me to be able to sustain this. And like, my body is strong. So long as I take care of her, she serves me. So I finished that week and I was like so impressed with my own ability. To be honest, I was shocked. I was
And
shocked.
The right person got the job.
Thank you.
right.
Y'all are amazing.
And you keep killing it. Like I said,
Yes,
my
girl.
family loved it. We had a great time.
I'm so glad.
Candy was expensive. I ain't gonna front. My kids wanted to eat every piece of candy.
No.
Was $9, but
Because
regardless,
they know the kids will eat the snacks, so
That's
they
right.
won't charge them.
That's right. But they had a great time.
I'm
Loved it so much.
so
Thank you
glad.
so much, man.
My pleasure.
Keep killing
y'all.
it out there.
Thank y'all.
You gotta go check it
Thank
out.
I am. I'm the only one that has not seen
Come
it yet.
on out.
I am coming, girl. But
Can't
I
wait.
know about you, so I'm like, I gotta come and support you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Y'all are amazing. Thank you.
All right, Lencia.
Lencia. You got it.
Last name?
Kebede.
I wasn't on that.
He's still gonna mess it up right
No,
now.
that's
Kebede.
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Lauren becoming a straight fat.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Lauren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
What was the latest?
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Well, yesterday in the courtroom, a man named Eddie Garcia took the stand. So Eddie Garcia is the guy that I mentioned to you guys a couple days ago when I said that somebody got on the stand, got their immunity, and then was supposed to come back and testify, but they didn't end up getting to him. So Eddie Garcia worked at the Intercontinental Hotel, which is the hotel where the Cassie beating video went down. At the time of the video, he was the security supervisor. So he got on stand and testified that they received $100,000 from Diddy to get rid of the Cassie beating video. That is what he alleged went down. He says that it was split three ways. It was split between one of his bosses at the Intercontinental who received $50,000. Eddie Garcia alleges that he then took $30K and he gave another one of the employees $20K. These are all people who were like involved in like actually saw the video, erased the videos off the server. One of them is a manager who actually allegedly had the conversation in addition to Eddie Garcia with Christina Caron and Diddy. So the way he says this went down is he says one day he received a phone call. And this was following the Diddy incident that happened on March 10th, 2016. He says he got a phone call from a New York number, and on the phone he alleges was Christina Caron, who was an employee of Diddy's. And on the phone, at the time she was chief of staff for Combs Enterprises. So he says on the phone, she then asked him about the video, the security video, and he says that she claimed that Diddy was intoxicated at the time of the video, and that he didn't remember the event whatsoever. So then she goes on and she's like, she's asking for the video to be deleted. And Garcia is like, well, I don't have any control over that. I can't let you see the video. I can't talk about things being deleted. I can't talk anything about this video. You have to speak to hotel management. So then he says he was later informed that Christina Caron allegedly was in the hotel lobby looking for him. And she was asking for the video. So he says that, again, he told her to talk to hotel management or that they would have to file for a subpoena, like something in court where they could get the video. So he does admit, though, that he told her, like, look, off the record, the video is really bad, but there's nothing that I can do for you. So then Eddie Garcia says that he later got another phone call from Christina Caron, but at that time, Diddy's on the phone. So when he gets on the phone, Diddy's on the phone asking to, again, get the video. And he's like, Diddy was nervous. He was fast talking allegedly. But again, he denied the request to give them the video. After that phone call, they then called him again. But this time it was from Diddy's own personal phone, allegedly. And Diddy was basically telling him, like, look, this video could ruin my career. So Garcia's like, listen, I don't have access. Eddie Garcia's like, I don't have access to the server anyway. But if you want to make something happen, my manager is a person that you would have to talk to. And Diddy told him, like, look, if you can figure this out, we'll take care of you. And Garcia at the time says that he interpreted that as, a money offer. So they then connect him, or he then goes and talks to his supervisor, his manager supervisor. And this is a guy that he says name is Bill Medrano. That's the guy that got the $50K. Now he says that when he talked to him, his supervisor originally said, look, I'll do it for $50,000. Just tell Diddy allegedly, like, $50,000, put me on the phone with them. I'll take care of it. So he gets back on the phone with them. He says Diddy refers to the Medrano guy as like his angel because he's willing to do it. So then Eddie Garcia, they go and meet up with Diddy at this like high-rise building in West LA. He says that Diddy's counting like money through a money counter, and the money counter rang up $100,000. and he gave him the money. He says he said that Diddy said to him, like, you know, be careful how you spend all the money or whatever. But there were NDAs that were brought to him. Diddy allegedly also asked for their like IDs of everybody that was involved. Diddy asked allegedly if there was other videos on the server, or if that was the only copy, if there was anything on the cloud, and he told him, like, you know, that was all that was there. And he says that he alleges that Diddy actually FaceTimed Cassie and put Cassie on the phone, and she also allegedly confirmed that she did not want the video to become public. She had a movie coming out and she just didn't want it to become public. So
question, what does this have to do with his case? Like, what does this fall under, like his racketeering, or what charge does this apply to?
I believe that this is going to go to him using money and his influence to be able to cover things up and move around. Like, so you have all of the domestic violence videos which show the whole forced coercion, and they're alleging this is why Cassie was scared to stay in a relationship. But then you have him, number one, if
bribery.
Yes, bribery, but also if you are knowingly, right, if this is proven that he did this, that means you knew you did something wrong. And after you know you do something wrong, you then go and use your power, your influence, and your money to then cover it up.
It's bribery.
Yes.
Didn't the guy ask for the money though? Did he just say, "Hey, I want the video deleted," and the guy said it'll take $50,000? So is that bribery if the guy asks?
But prior to that, Eddie Garcia says Diddy told him, "I'll take care of y'all." So he interpreted that as a money offer. And then there was the other hotel security guy weeks ago. Yeah.
I'm looking at the New York Post article, and the New York Post article says Sean Diddy Combs bribed hotel security. So if you look at the racketeering charge, bribery is one of the things. So when I hear Loren explaining all this, I'm just trying to figure out what exactly does that have to do with his case, and it's bribery.
Yes, but so the bribery, the physical, because people are upset.
We know the physical abuse. You saw the video.
No. I'm not saying that we know it. I'm saying people are trying to figure out, why do they keep even going back to this incident? Like, why do you care to prove that there was money paid? Why do you care to talk about bribery? Because he's not being charged for domestic violence, but the bribery, the physical alleged violence, all these things are things that the government is saying this is an entire conspiracy that he uses his employees and his businesses to successfully do, and people are scared to get away from it. So, allegedly, so if they're scared, you can make them do anything.
Quick question.
To Cassie's case.
This is the same thing that Trump was convicted for, like when he bribed old girl. It's bribery regardless.
The porn star girl. Yes.
And now, next question. Then how did the video get out? Did they know how the video got out then? Because if they wiped all the clouds and nobody else had a video, how did that video come out?
So Eddie Garcia says that one day they just saw the video in the media. He says that he got screenshots sent to him. Literally, he said the video years later they just saw on a news outlet. One of the guys who was involved, who responded during the time of the actual incident, texted him a screenshot of the video on CNN. And Eddie Garcia said when he got all these text messages, he deleted all of the related messages because he didn't want nothing to do with it. But he didn't go into exactly how it made it. Right, he just said it popped up on CNN.
And they said another hotel guard testified that he recorded the footage on his phone so he could show his wife.
That's the first guy. We talked about him a minute ago. That was the very first guy from the Intercontinental Hotel who's now an LAPD officer.
And you know what's crazy? That dude only ended up with $30,000.
But he broke it. Because he busted down $30,000. Yeah, and he bought a car.
Yeah, he gave his boss $50,000 and he gave another security guard $20,000.
Because there were multiple people involved. The boss had to say, "Yeah, we'll do it." That's who said the $50K, and then you have this other guy who was involved because he's seeing the video, he knowing the conversation, he's knowing that they came to the hotel, so they're all involved at one point.
Some weak ass negotiators, bro.
Yes,
a video like that is worth a few million. Are y'all crazy?
But Diddy said this will ruin my career.
But
if you're gonna go, you might as well just go.
But they recognized who Diddy was, so I'm sure that there's like a fan element to that, right? But also at the time, Eddie Garcia is making $10.50 per hour,
and that's why
you shoot for the moon.
Negotiator, and you got to have a bird around you, because a bird would have went to Google and be like, "Yo, this dude is worth such and such hundreds of millions of dollars. 100,000, we shooting too low, guys."
And Diddy told him, "This is gonna ruin my career if this ever comes out." What?
Bro, you got eyes. You can watch that video yourself and know that could ruin Diddy's career. In 2016.
Yeah,
that's
because
there's no difference between the trouble between if you get 100,000 and $1 million. Like, it's the same trouble.
But I think the first security guard, I really think that there was a fan element to this, because the first security guard that you're talking about, that we talked about a couple weeks ago, he literally recorded the video because he's like, no one's going to believe that this is happening. Like,
it don't matter.
If you see Diddy in this video, it's like, oh my God.
Have you seen Austin Powers? I need $1 million, okay, a piece between all three of us. And then when Diddy would have been like, yeah, that's a lot of money, more problems.
Yeah, but then
TMZ,
also too,
Harvey Levin.
But what movie was Cassie in?
She had the perfect match coming out. She had testified
Jess
that.
is stupid.
Remember, she
Okay.
did the perfect match with Mike. You remember?
Oh no.
Yeah, so she had the perfect match coming out or whatever, and she testified that weekend. Remember, she did the freak off because she didn't want to get into any physical altercations or whatever allegedly with Diddy because she wanted to be able to go to her movie premiere. So she's saying, I don't want this to come out because my movie's coming, blah blah blah. But the man is making $10.50 per hour, and then after that, he said that even after the money exchange happened, Diddy that year had texted him like Happy Easter. So, he feeling like he has like a relationship now with Diddy or whatever. But
Did he him and said Happy Easter?
That according to
told him you my angel.
He's testing
well,
the
he
waters.
told the guy you my angel before he gave him the money. That was the $50K guy. That was the
For real?
supervisor. But yeah, because now they're getting rid of the video. So yeah, I mean, outside of that, the courtroom itself exploded because there was a lady inside of the court who started yelling at Diddy that they out to get him, and she dared the security guards to pull out their guns and use them. And y'all, court is getting crazy. It's just a lot going on over there.
It was crackhead Barney that sent that?
No,
it was just a random woman.
Yeah, it was a random woman inside of the courtroom because people.
So they just let random people in there.
Yeah, because people of the public can come to view it. Like, they have a right to come and view it, and they do. Like, there was people in there with their families the other day when I was there.
Well, happy birthday to Quincy Brown.
Who's Quincy Brown?
Diddy's son.
We've never heard his last name.
Yes,
we've never heard his last name.
You thought his last name was Shaw too, right? I was like, what did he go Shaw? But I'm sure Albie Shaw is not his real name.
Quincy Brown.
All right, well, salute to him.
Yeah, I've never heard his last name.
All
Damn,
right.
That's it.
Well, thank you for the latest with Loren.
You're welcome.
All right, when we come back,
And look, it's also King George III's birthday. He would have been 287. He was born in 1738. Y'all.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. All right. When we come back,
1738 is a liquor.
yes, it is. When we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. It is Pride Month, and it's time we rep a gay a day.
Wake up, bitches, today is Pride. Wear your rainbows, is gay outside.
Yes, y'all. So we're going to go on this gay ride for Pride today, and we're going to rep my best friend, Sheena. She is the most humble stud that I've ever met in my life.
What's so funny?
I don't understand. Hello?
Humble stud is crazy.
Yes, she is a humble stud. And I'm happy because she is now dating someone nobody has ever dated her for a long, long, long time. I was even questioning if she was gay. But she is back from the gay graves, and she is dating. And I love you, Sheena.
She's dating
a woman.
Okay.
I said she's back from the gay graves.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. I felt like, her gay was expiring. Like, she was like single for like a good 10 years. So I was like, oh my God, Lord. But my girl is down there. She probably driving the bus listening to us right now.
Bus
driver? Yes, she's a
Dropping
bus
the cool bus
driver.
machine and all the bus drivers out there. We appreciate your service.
Why you don't got to group up with the rest of the bus drivers?
No.
This is just her moment.
Can I have a picture of Sheena driving the bus?
No! What are you?
I asked Sheena for a picture. She won't send me one.
Yeah, because what is
I want to see her in a uniform.
No, that is crazy.
Is she drive public or little kids or?
No, public buses. Public
Really?
transportation, yes.
Oh, so you could just wait on the bus and see her.
Baltimore's finest crackheads be on the bus messing with her every day.
But Sheena cool though, like so she
Yeah,
her
she is.
driving the bus look like a character in an Ice Cube movie. Like, yeah, Miss Sheena, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Leave my best friend. I love you, Sheena. I love you so much, boo.
Salute to Mara Brock Akil for joining us this morning.
Man, the legend, man.
That lady is so beautiful. Oh
Man,
my God.
what you know what I was thinking? When I see women like Mara Brock, why are you older men want these young girls when black women age like that?
She looks so good.
What are we talking about?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Well, that's probably why she's married. That's
Oh, she's married.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yes.
And also Lencia Kebede.
Yes, the first black actress to play.
What is it?
Kadeba.
No, is that Kebede?
Kebede. I keep putting it deep.
Lencia Kebede. She's the first black actress to play Alphaba full time in Wicked on Broadway.
And
Salute
she's
to her for
gorgeous
joining
as
us.
well. Yes.
Yes, all right. And also, I got to remind you guys, Father's Day weekend, I'll be in Atlantic City with Vibes Cartel. We're doing a huge Vibes Cartel Father's Day weekend performance. So if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. It will sell out. The venue's not as big as the Barclays, so it will sell out fast. I think they're almost gone. So if you want to see Vibes Cartel in Atlantic City, get your tickets ASAP.
That's going to be crazy.
Stupid.
Yo. Oh, wow. People going to be outside, everything. People love Vibes Cartel.
Yes,
That's
they
what's
do.
up.
That's right.
Y'all need to get y'all tickets. Also, Pittsburgh, I will be there Friday and Saturday. That's June 13th and 14th. Get your tickets if you have not yet. JessHilariousOfficial.com. I'll be at the Improv. The Improv. I know I was saying the Funny Bone, but they owned by the same person. My bad. Pittsburgh, I'll be there at the Improv. Me and my brother, Desi Alexander, Friday and Saturday, June 13th and 14th. Get your tickets now.
All right. Well, we got a positive note.
Yes, the positive note is simple, man. You can run with a lie, but you can't hide from the truth. It will catch you. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?